What are we doing? What are we doing? My light is having a seizure, but that is not the topic of discussion here. What are we doing? What are we doing? I've been doing a lot of thinking. I do that a lot. I do a lot of thinking all the time. But recently I've been doing more thinking than normal. It's 2025. It's the end of 2025. In a couple weeks here, it'll be 2026. 2026. It will be the year that we are going to be at. We have harnessed the power of light to communicate, to cook our food, to detect illnesses in our bodies. We have harnessed the power of light waves and microwaves, gamma rays, radio waves, color rays. We got cameras and internet. It's 2025. We have cars that we charge. We've put a man on the moon. It's been almost 60 years since we put a man on the moon. Maybe that math's not perfect. 69. 57, 50, 56, almost 57 years since we put a man on the moon. We put two men on the moon, and then we did it more later. Anyways, we live in a world where we've done this stuff. What are we doing? We have the whole of human knowledge, basically, other than the stuff you have to pay for, which is actually quite a lot of very important scientific information that is locked behind paywalls. But other than that stuff, which is quite specific stuff, we have the whole of human knowledge at our fingertips at all times. What are we doing? What are we doing? Why do we still not believe in climate change? Why do we have unbelievable poverty all over the place? Why are people losing their entire lives because they get an illness? Why are we not vaccinating people anymore? We just decided as a group for some reason, based on no evidence, that vaccines are bad now, I guess. What are we doing? We're all so caught up in our own worlds, right? We just can't see the bigger picture. Is this worth it? This type of capitalistic cycle. I get up on a Monday and go to work 6:30 in the morning, work till 4, get off, drive home, indulge myself, a shower, and then I eat, and then I indulge myself with slop, with algorithm slop that I won't remember 10 minutes later. Some of it's okay, but most of it's slop. Most of it is garbage. And then I after doing that for far too long, I go to bed and I wake up the next day and I do it all over again. And then on the weekends, we get a little adventurous. And I wake up at noon and also indulge myself in slop for a very too long amount of time. And then I might go to the store, might do a couple things I need to do some laundry. And then what? Back to the slop. What am I doing? What are we doing? Because I mean, this isn't just me, right? Like, maybe it's just me. I don't think so, though. I think it's all of us. Is our lives so horrid that in order to survive, we have to distract ourselves with garbage? This is the 21st century. We have technology that if you went back just 30 years ago, in 1995, you brought a fucking iPhone back then, a modern iPhone, they'd call you a fucking witch. We have a fucking magic in technology. Shit, that's insane. We have unbelievable knowledge. We have the knowledge of thousands of years of natural history. We have the knowledge of how to solve countless illnesses and diseases. And there's a lot that we haven't solved yet. That's undoubtful. But so much that we have solved is ignored. What are we doing? We live in a society of catered knowledge that people are too blind or too lazy to find real knowledge. Now they just eat the slop. The algorithm feeds them. You know, I think if you talk to somebody smart, scientists from 100 years ago, and you said, hey, one day we're going to have all this. We're going to have a device in your pocket available to you at all times that has so much knowledge and power that you would never understand. We will have weapons that can kill from 1,000 miles away. Do you think that they would understand the way we live right now? Where there's a lot of poverty, where there's a unbelievable, disgusting distribution of wealth. They would think, wow, with all of that society, I want to live there. Wow, I cannot imagine how cool that would be to live in that society. I bet they've got everything figured out. Think about it. You got the whole of human knowledge in your hands. Maybe not all of it, but enough to figure out how to solve some of these issues. We can't do it. We can't do it. We can't convince each other of any opinions. We can't agree on anything. Literally anything. We live in a democracy. That's, in the past, that'd be quite an achievement. But nowadays, it just means that we are ruled by the idiots that vote. Yeah. We are ruled by by whoever votes. And everyone should have a vote. You should be able to vote in your own interest. But you should maybe understand. Maybe you should use that device in your pocket to look up who you're voting for. Maybe you should understand. Maybe some of the stuff that you've heard in your life could be biased. Maybe you need to look at stuff objectively. Use that phone in your pocket and look at everything. Look at both sides, the right, the left, the middle, the up, the down, the fucking gay, the straight, all of it. And maybe you can find a non-biased opinion. And, I don't want to be egotistical, but I am pretty fucking certain that the only way, when you really look at it, the only way you're going to find unbiased opinions in most things is through science. And most fucking people know that. That's why science is such a big word. It's so carried strongly. It's important. People say those are scientific study on this. That has some weight to it, right? But it's not that much weight. Not really. Because, I heard there was some scientists that said that wasn't true. Oh, I heard that that was a lie. Oh, that was Big Pharma. Oh, they've got an agenda. That's enough. That's enough of an excuse. It's 2025, almost 2026. What are we doing? What are we doing? Doesn't seem like anything good. We should be unselfish. I feel like it's not that hard. I feel like it's not that hard to be like, oh, I've got $1 billion. Did I do physical, mental labor enough to deserve this? $1 billion. Enough money for you and your kids and your kids' kids to live. Not just live, to be in free play mode for their entire lives. Do whatever they want. They want to buy a house. They want to buy a car. They want to go to the most prestigious university. They want to buy out a company. They want to buy an island. They want to buy an island and hire 1,000 prostitutes and live there for 10 years. They want to dig a tunnel through the Rockies and fill it with dogs. It's free. It's free plays mode. They've unlocked it because their parent found a bug in the system to get so much money and so much power that they can do that. And that's okay. That's great. We encourage that. That's just swell. It's right. Honestly, they deserve that. They work so hard. Their thinking, their intelligence, it pushed society forward. You know how many jobs they created? You know how many lives they changed? I'm talking about the Bill Gates, the Steve Jobs, Elon Musk. You know how many jobs they created? You know how many healthcare that they fund for people? It's crazy. It's hard to imagine. It's crazy. Like they pay so much for people's healthcare. They do so much for people. It's nuts. Wow. Yeah, he definitely deserves free play mode on Earth. Do whatever he wants forever. Mhm. Maybe, I'm just kind of thinking here. Maybe we should like tax them a little bit. Maybe we should take some of that wealth that they have because they don't need all that. You can work your entire existence, and I don't think you deserve all of that, especially when the rest of the world is struggling. Or at least not anywhere close to that. Let's not be selfish here. Maybe we should tax them a little bit. Maybe we should take some of that wealth and uh, I don't know, put it into systems to make everything a little fairer. Yeah, maybe we put into systems that takes care of the world a little bit. Maybe, yeah. Maybe we use that. And we fund clean energy. Wow, that would be kind of cool. Imagine if we could just take billionaire money and make it so we could switch to cleaner fuel at less of a cost because we could just pay people a lot of money to do it. Yeah, wouldn't that be cool? Would that I don't know, would that destroy our economy? Taxing the elite? I don't know. Maybe. Well, maybe there's some sort of like something we could look at to see if that's true. Maybe we could look at another country that also taxes them like that and see how they're doing. Oh, we can't. Oh, we can look at like the Scandinavian countries. We can look at Denmark. It's interesting when we look at them. Those people live objectively better lives than 95% of Americans. Objectively. What metric do you want to look at? Uh, Longevity, how long they live. What about how happy they rate themselves? How much education they receive and how easy it was to obtain that education. What about job satisfaction? What about happy family relationships? How much you rate your feelings of happiness in the household? How about divorce rates? That's interesting, isn't it? You know, you'd think like there's going to be a lot of people getting divorced because people are crazy. But you know what? It turns out that if there's not as many money issues because you have kind of healthcare taken care of, and you've got things that childcare, and you can do your job and feel like you're participating in society in a way. You take away all those issues, and suddenly there's a lot less stress in the household, and not as many divorces. Wow, isn't that kind of interesting? Yeah, there's probably some downsides to it. You can't get as rich. Yeah, you don't find any billionaires coming out of Denmark. Damn. What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing?